Oh lord, it's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. Well, here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. Usually, like, I have to think of something to say at the start of a recording, and usually I'll say, well, actually, just before each recording, like, no matter what it is, I usually say, testing, 1, 2, 3, it's ya boy, Offie D, back at it again, with another VDE. And I say that both to look at the thing on the screen, to make sure it's like at the right recording level, and just to listen to my own voice to see how terrible it sounds. Like, for example, right now it sounds disgusting. So this would be the clue to me that my voice is not suitable right now for making a recording. Let's make a recording. But anyway, what I was thinking just now, what occurred to me is that I don't want to say that. Here's what I want. I'll have to explain it. Here's what I want. What I wanted to happen is for there to be some sort of banjo music. Well, let me explain something else. So in my vision for the future, my sort of futuristic prediction, futurology prediction, is that at some point the idea of like the smartphone is going to change into something else, because we're going to have this idea of having essentially a personal assistant device, a device that we are outsourcing some of our brain's processing to because it does it better. And this will become more and more developed, but however, there'll also be more and more demand for it to do advanced things, and it will gain those abilities. And one of those advanced things will be for it to be like your cat. Okay? Now let me elaborate on it. My theory is that in, say, 100 years, Pokemon will be real, and it's something to do with smartphones. So we'll have this thing, like the phone, a thing that we always take around with us. But at that stage, it's gained more abilities, like it might be able to move on its own or do basic tasks on its own. And it will have some neural net learning, so it will come to know us as the master of this thing quite well, and will be able to essentially predict what we would have thought in situations and have that thought for us. Okay, so this is my, I think, quite plausible future prediction. And the Pokemon aspect is that the next level of plausibility that sci-fi will not usually do is to think, okay, you've got this technology, how would it be implemented in like a market economy, where things like it being kawaii are actually important and are valued. So you'd have your personal assistant neural net computer, but it probably would be like a Bulbasaur or something. It would be like a brand mascot version of it that you'll get because people want it or because it's cheaper. So you'll actually have your Bulbasaur, and what it will do is it will sort of see what you're thinking and be able to do things. So in this case, what I wanted that Bulbasaur to do for me is to realize that I was thinking, instead of saying, testing, 1, 2, 3, it's your boy Offie D, what I wanted to do was have some banjo music playing, and it would start doing it live, like not an edit, it would be live in the room. If you were here with me, you would also hear it. Thank God you're not here with me. Thank the law. Thank Bulbasaur. Anyway, because I was thinking of being like, oh, testing, 1, 2, 3, it's your boy Offie D, coming to the face with another video. Where did it come from? Where did it go? This is content, another video. So that's the intro that I was thinking of doing. And I couldn't do it, could I? Because I don't have... In the future, this will be like... Everything's going to be like this. It's going to be really bad. Okay, so basically, you should be grateful that you live before the era of the neural net trained smartphone that's also a Bulbasaur that actually can pretty reliably predict what you're going to think because it's so used to seeing your behavior and knowing your thoughts. It's just been analyzing you the whole time. And it will have thoughts for you. And it will know when you want the banjo music to start playing, and will just do it on its own with no commands. It will just start playing it thinking there's a 99.9% chance that they actually want that banjo music to be playing right now. It really knows. It really knows. Okay, so the banjo music will only really be playing at quite appropriate moments. Okay, this is what I'm going to tell the shareholders. This isn't going to be a disaster. There's no PR disasters possible with this product. Okay, let it decide the soundscape, and it can move on its own. It's a Bulbasaur. Okay, sold. Any people will buy that at any price. Or it's sponsored by Pokemon, and that's why it's a Bulbasaur. So you get it for free, but in exchange, you have to effectively advertise Pokemon with your very existence, okay? New game. What we're going to do is we're going to play as Iceland. That was the idea I had. What I originally wanted to do. I'm going to have to stop again and tell you a different story. Let's start the game, and then I'll tell you the different story that kind of explains why I'm playing this game. Start the game. So the game was called... Oh, it probably said just there on the screen what it was called. I don't know. Okay, it doesn't matter what it's called. It's the idea of the game that struck me. This was... it was last night. No, it was yesterday afternoon. Well, I'm already starting to tell the story I just said I wouldn't tell you. We have to deploy... This isn't like in the tutorial. Okay, it's not like in the tutorial. So, no, I will explain. It's a game where you have to stop your government falling to a zombie apocalypse, okay? And I'll tell you why I was decided to play this yesterday. Oh, no. I need to start the game again. I had a better idea. Now it's the actual strategy. Now, I note it says very hard here. Don't worry about that, guys. Don't worry about that. Use hooks to lure hordes to enemy targets. What, just what, a hook? What can you do in this game? So, well, you're supposed to defend your country against the zombie apocalypse, and I think you can literally fight them by putting the army out there. But I gathered you can also fight the other countries and just steal their stuff to help you survive. So it's kind of like a military strategy game, but also you have to stop the zombies. I quite like this idea. And apparently, according to that tip, we can get fishing lines and drag the zombies to other countries to screw them over. I don't know. But we're going to be fine, obviously, because you can see the strategy already. We're literally Iceland. This is going to be fine. It said very hard. My strategy is to do absolutely fucking nothing, and we should be fine. Let them die. And here's why I started the game again. I want to put the army base, say here, and then factory and power plant, we'll put them here and here. So here's our little corner. There's only one settlement on the island, I think. There's the harbour. Anyone who wants to invade us is going to be coming from here. And the zombie virus, if it lands on the coast or something, it's going to come into this corner. We've got the army here. We're ready to defend our little corner. So we'll just sit here and we'll be fine. We're going to let the entire world die off, essentially. We're going to try and outlast them, and then we'll rebuild from just our population. And this is where the incest comes in. Now, you might be wondering, why did he say this is where the incest comes? Like any gamer, I only play a game if there's this idea of incest involved. Well, I suppose I should explain the other thing I need to explain, which is that I was originally going to play Crusader Kings 3 as Iceland, okay? And that's why when I saw this game get through my spam filter yesterday, another rare miracle where some random PR email goes through the spam feature. There are so many per day. Now and again, probably I don't know, maybe once every 2 days, one goes through the spam filter and I actually see it. And this time it was for this game, and I was like, wow, a zombie defense game, a great game for playing as Iceland, which I already had on my mind. I was like, why don't I actually try and play as Iceland? So that's why I'm playing this. This is Crusader Kings 4, okay? Welcome to the Crusader Kings 4 reveal gameplay with ya boy, Offie D, back at it again with another video. We have to place your family. Speaking of incest, place your family. Well, should we put them here? No, that's not suitable. I can't put them in the. Oh, I can put them here. Okay, maybe they'll be safe there. Great. So we have to develop a vaccine. That's the goal. I saw to pause the game. You have this research tree. Basically, your goal is to research this so that you're immune to the zombie virus. And I guess you just have to last that long. And there's other stuff you can research. We've got one scientist. One. Surely there's more people than that in Iceland. Here's our population. We have 300,000 people. That's loads. You could reproduce loads of time. You could completely repopulate the Earth. Isn't the idea that if you have fewer than 5,000 people or something, you can't repopulate the Earth because the incest becomes too powerful? Oh, I forgot to mention why I mentioned incest. Because as Crusader... In my old Crusader Kings 2 video, I talked quite a lot about incest. So here in Crusader Kings 4, it's going to be no different. We're probably going to be talking about incest the whole time. The algorithm's not going to like it. You're not going to like it. Look at this. This world here is going to be gone And we have to work with what we're going to have left, which will be this. That's our plan. If anyone tries to come over here, we're not going to let them in. We're going to absolutely just wall our island off, wake up in 20 years. Because presumably the zombies are mortal to some extent. Because the zombies, they are biological beings. So things like exposure to the sun and cold should kill them. Because they do actually need things like motor cell. They need the proteins in their body to be operational for them to be able to move, biologically speaking. So presuming this isn't a magic zombie outbreak, then literally starving them out is an option. Just hiding is an option because they will go away. In theory, this is kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn. Welcome to Horizon Zero Dawn 3, Crusader Kings 4, incest lecture. Anyway, as I was saying, you need to have at least like 5,000 people. I don't remember what the actual number was. There's some number of people where if there's fewer than that, you actually can't escape the downsides of incest. As if there could be downsides. Well, there are some pretty major downsides, and if you don't have enough people, it actually can get difficult to repopulate the Earth because your level of fertility is going to drop with each generation. There'll be too many diseases, and there'll come a point when you actually can't make the next generation properly. Okay, so what we need to do is keep at least like 5,000 people alive, okay? Educate people about the downsides of incest while informing them that it's their destiny, okay? And otherwise, kill anybody who comes near. Long story short, we'll research the thing that gives you a bit more research. With our one research, we have one worker as well. We were able to mobilize our population who have no panic. They have a tiny bit, and basically no panic. We were able to really deploy people. We've got a big, powerful government apparatus with at least 2 people working in it. And now we wait, I think. So the main weakness to this strategy is that we are using power here. You can, at the top left, we're using oil and coal. This UI thing, to make a game design point, this UI needs to be a little bit bigger. At the very least, because some of the numbers in it actually don't quite fit in the UI elements. And the numbers are quite small. They're important enough to be big. Use more of the screen. Maybe it's because they wanted this to be playable at a lower resolution. They've kept it like this. Patient 0 detected, so it started. Somebody has the zombie virus. That's really far away. I feel very safe. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Click faster. Oh, okay, so it just sort of happened. They spawned behind my defenses. My plan to check for zombies over here is not going very well. They're backpacking here. Are they gone? They're gone. Okay. This press conference is not going very well. Right now, back to bed, everybody. Back to bed. There's false alarm. There's no zombie. A giant spider towering over the land. The size of the entire city. No, I've never heard of any nonsense like that. 1 million zombies in the world. So we're still on 0. Everyone else isn't doing very well. I've decided to leave this army standing in front of the city. There he is. There, we saw it. Fucking spiders. So they can just come down from the space. Giant space spiders spreading their zombieism on their little tendrils. We can focus down researching like medical techs and being more immune to the virus. Because it would be a waste of time to make our power plants better or something because they're so shit already. So here's our builder. This is where you put buildings down. And we can't afford any of them. We can't afford any of them. We have only 4,000 monetary units, and we gain 1 per unknown time unit. Is it 1 per day? So after several years, maybe like 20 years, I'll be able to build a refugee camp. Okay, if anything goes wrong, we're going to be killed immediately. What I could do, though, the builder only cost 1,000. If I put a wall of builders, like have loads of these trucks here, we might better sort of wall off. Oh, did the builders block the progress of those spiders? This is a pretty big field. I've got an idea. We will fight the spiders with my new army of digger trucks. For some reason, someone let a 5-year-old command the zombie strategy, and their idea was to get loads of cool digger trucks. Hello, I'm 5 years old. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, it's been an hard 5 years, let me tell you. So yeah, we've got enough money. There he is. Let's just test this theory. Can the digger block the spider? We've got enough money to make 4 more of the digger trucks. That might be enough to actually wall off a bit of territory. Looks like the infestor can move across water. That could be an enormous problem. Does this block it in any way? No, it doesn't. Deploy the troops. Fuck. Oh, for fuck's sake. Please walk fast, guys. Look how slow they're walking. They look barely able. Please. I'm not joking. You have to actually do it. No, you do actually need to do this. You appear to think I'm joking. Please actually do it. Oh my Christ. Christing Lord. Lording Christ. Why aren't you stopping them? No. I really felt like we had them there. Now we're infected. So what it said in the tutorial is you're supposed to evacuate the population to a refugee camp. We don't have enough spanners and screwdrivers to make a fucking refugee camp. You need 10,000. And actually, because we only have one city, here they come again. Because we only have one city, the maximum number of hammers and screwdrivers and wrenches you can store is 5,000. That means we can never build anything. That seems like a little bit of a harsh limit. Although we stopped the second level of infection, but now the people are infected. And what are we supposed to do? Evacuate. Just leave. Okay, we'll just walk over here. Okay, we can just walk over here. Can we just live out here? Live in the army base. That seems to have solved it. Now it says, now the infestation level is 0. You need to go back in. Panic added. Yeah, just go back in. Don't panic, go back in. No, don't. I'm not telling you to go to the zombie-infested city. Don't panic. I notice you're dying off very quickly. But don't panic, guys. This is all part of my plan. or part of that 5-year-old's plan. Can you go back in? No, they can't go back in. Oh, they were sucked in. I think that solved the problem. So basically, just killing everybody off. Yeah, we just killed 100,000 people. And whoever was infected was among those 100,000 people. The one person who was infected was among that group. So probably, statistically speaking. How are we supposed to find that out? Look, if we just kill, every time one person gets infected, kill 95% of the population. And it's a 95% chance that this removes the infection. Okay, that's pretty good odds, all right? With our current supply of coal, we should be able to last for a very long time, and the panic level is 0. They're really happy that we still have electricity, and that's because of the coal. Well, we can't guarantee that forever, but people are not panicking. The 100,000 casualties, that slipped under the radar, right? I don't think anyone noticed when we drove the entire population out of the city into the frozen wastelands in the middle of fucking January. 100,000 people died, and they were like, okay, go back in. That's probably it, and it actually was it. To be fair, it did solve the problem. It could have been worse. What if more than 100,000 people would have been killed by the zombie virus? Now we're working hard with the utilitarian moral justification. This 5-year-old's come up with a great utilitarian moral justification for killing most of our population at will. Okay, so that's the law. That reminds me, you can actually change what the law is. Is there anything useful in here? There we go, swap production for research. Gives you 5 chaos for doing that. Okay, we've scientifically mobilized our one person. We gave them a fucking energy drink. Can you actually work this shit out? What is he doing? I was trying to do the research that gives you more research points. We can get 15% more out of this guy. He's working out how to overwork himself. It's taking a while. Well, we'll keep giving him the energy drinks. We've mobilized. Oh my god. It spawned right next to the town. And it seems there are some little impassable barriers here. Oh, we actually stopped. Okay, I'm going to leave the army right there because this has happened too many times. We lost a bunch of people to panic. Oh, I think it said in the tutorial that when people panic, they sort of abandon civilization and go to live in the wilds, okay, to avoid the zombie virus, which is fine. I mean, that's a great idea, okay? You'll probably survive. Don't worry about that thing that didn't happen. Well, they're starting to forget because the electricity is still on. Presumably you can still watch YouTube or something, right? So it's fine. Don't worry about the zombie apocalypse. The giant spiders. We've found a way to stop the giant spiders coming out of the ground and out of the sea. We're just going to be really careful, okay? That's our new plan. Take care and carry on. The giant spiders can't stop us unless they come down right on top of us, which is a real risk. And we'll always have YouTube unless we run out of resources, and we're fucking draining those resources right now. And there's so much we can do. We can build a better society, even though we only have 2 fucking screwdrivers between the whole lot of us. There's only one person who knows how to use the fucking screwdriver. Fucking fucked over here. So basically, we're fine, guys. Great press conference. I suppose nothing's going to happen. The thing is, I can't just like fast forward time. I actually need to literally be vigilant in the game because I have to stop the infection and just keep stopping it until everyone's dead. The Central African Republic is gone, but that's fine. We don't need to worry about what's happening on any landmass not connected to this one, unless the giant zombie spiders can come out of the sea, and we have reason to believe that they can. Right, no, don't put that in the press conference. No, keep that out. Everything's absolutely fine. Estonia's collapsed. No, that was always going to happen. It's for completely unrelated reasons, okay? They collapsed because they had a rare bone disease. Oh my god! It's spawning on top of us! You can't do this to me! Did we get it? I think... Are our troops infected? Are our troops spawning? We did avoid the infection. It's possible it spawns it on the army to stop you just putting the army on top of your town. Is that what they've done? What a cheeky game. Okay, we'll keep the army a little bit away. We really have to stay on top of this. And you can see the cohesion stats. They'll eventually get tired. But I've only put half the army out. So we're going to rotate. We're going to have shifts for being on watch. What we can do is gradually turn all of our civilians into troops. Yeah, when you make troops, they are reduced from the civilian population. So, if everybody is in the army, nobody's in the town is basically a decoy. We're going to give everybody a machine gun. I think this might solve my problem. This 5-year-old's come up with a great new policy. Everybody gets a machine gun. Look, there's going to be no chaos, no panic. Everybody stay calm. Take this gun, and I'm going to let you decide what to do with it, okay? Here's a machine gun for private use. Some people, some of your neighbors, might be zombies. Here's a gun. You decide who's a zombie. Fine. Good policy. This is good outsourcing. We can advertise this as we're outsourcing the security to the private sector, as it were. Annoyingly, we need to get those screwdrivers to actually put the guns together, so it's going to be very slow progress turning people into soldiers, but it is going to gradually happen. We might as well do that project in the background. It's fewer people to die. The soldiers will probably be among the last to die. Another great speech. So, we're really keeping that morale. To be fair, panic is still 0, despite what I'm saying. People are really okay with this, and our chaos level is at 0. It was actually higher before. It's fine. Everything's absolutely fine. The great digger wall remains strong. I mean, don't pay too much attention to how much of the wall isn't actually built, but look, people of Iceland, there is a huge wall of cool diggers, and they'll stop the zombies. And everyone gets a machine gun in case they get in. And some say, they're already in. Good show. So our new plan, homemade infestors. What we'll do is to defeat the spiders, we have to make our own giant spiders, guys. This advisor is really paying off. And you don't have to pay him because he's 5 fucking years old. We got the diggers. Everyone's got a machine gun. New plan. Giant robot spiders. What we're going to do is make these homemade infestors. And it says we can use these guys to spread the virus. Now, you might be thinking, wasn't your job to stop the virus from spreading? Why are you making a giant mechanical spider that's spraying goop all over people that turns them into zombies? Well, hear me out. Hear me out. This game's got me working as a security guard for the country. I just have to keep watch because there's only one person. Well, there's 2 other people who work here. We can't dedicate someone to looking out the window or knowing where the zombies are. So I have to do it and oversee things. This might be a good time to tell the other story from yesterday, which isn't really to do with the game. Well, here's the other story. I was at this. Well, at first I thought it was like a dinner party. This sort of event in someone's house, and everyone was very formally dressed, and I was supposed to be. Well, here's the thing. I had taken my shoes off. I'd lost my shoes. Basically, they were like, where are your shoes? And I wasn't wearing shoes, and everyone else was. And I couldn't think of where my shoes were at the time. I was like, well, I actually genuinely don't know where my shoes are, which caused a kerfuffle. So, well, basically, I had to get the shoes somehow. This was like a celebrity thing. There was quite a few people there, and there were people outside, like, I don't know, like paparazzi. People knew we were in there, and so I thought I could go out and buy shoes off somebody. So I went out into like this lane. This was happening at night, but it was quite light because it was summer night. So there was people there, and I was looking to buy shoes, but I hadn't said anything about that because this was just sort of a private thought. And then I went up to someone. I think I originally was like, I'm going to ask them what time it is, and then that will be my in to eventually ask for their shoes. Well, anyway, I tried to talk to someone. Well, they said something to me. It was this lady, she had like a blue shirt, and she was like, well, I don't know what she was. She was saying something to me, and I thought, does she have a really strong accent? I have no idea what she just said. And then someone else said something, and it sounded kind of similar to what the first person said. And I realized they were speaking in like, I can't remember the name of the language now, like Irish Gaelic. They were speaking in Irish Gaelic because this dinner party was on, well, originally it was supposed to be on the famous Craggy Island in Ireland, the island where Father Ted, the TV show, takes place. Well, it turned out that place has gone native, and it's more like the Republic of Ireland now, and the people were speaking like Gaelic Irish to me, and I couldn't buy their shoes. Okay, so I had to go back inside. Well, here's the real twist. After I went back inside, well, actually, no, remember the watch thing? I was going to ask for the time because I didn't have a watch, and that one of the other people at the dinner party was like, but you did have a watch earlier. And so that's how I learned I'd also lost my watch alongside the shoes. But I think, no, I found my watch. It's hard to remember, but I think I found my watch later because I went to the back of this place. This person's house at the back had like this mangy utility room with like this old fridge and like a weird toilet. And there were quite a few people in there when I went back. And someone had like this cheap ass Casio watch in the sink underwater because they were like, look, it's waterproof by putting it in the sink. And I was like, okay, can I have it? And they gave it to me because they're a bunch of rich bastards, okay? They didn't mind giving me their cheap ass Casio watch, even though they were pretty impressed that it was waterproof. So that's how I got the watch. But anyway, the shoes, I did get my shoes back. Because, and here's the great conclusion to this story, they were by the front door because I'd taken them off when I went in. That's a good story, don't you? That's a pretty good story. And that happened to me last night. And Dia Lupa was there. It was a dream. That's the only down. That's the letdown. It was a dream. Haven't seen any giant spiders around though. Life's going pretty well here. I did see some people panicking earlier over the issue of the world being destroyed, but they're fine with it now. We're losing people, it says, but that's only because when you give them a gun, they're no longer a human being anymore, which I think is a sort of metaphor. I don't think the game's trying to say something with that. The game's trying to say something. We've got 7,000 infantry stored up. I know we've got 20,000 infantry in this base. I think we've like doubled the size of our military since we started the game with this whole give guns to everybody project. Guns for kids by kids. It's going pretty well. All right. Do I have to think of another story? Well, now what do we do? I literally can't look to see if the world's dead. We just have to monitor this tiny number up here. Most people don't have the virus, so we're doing fine. Have we worked out how to spread the virus? It might actually be better in terms of gameplay to spread it just so the game ends faster, because we are on a time limit here. If we could get everyone dead... Well, actually, I don't know, because wait a second. The objective of the game is to research the vaccine, and we're going to be researching it whether the world is destroyed or not. So actually, it would be in our interest if the world wasn't destroyed. This is a revolutionary new political ideology I've just come up with. The Icelandic accelerationism is over. What if everyone else can be alive? That's kind of separate to us. So even if they died off, does that actually benefit us? Not necessarily. Because with them being alive, we're still alive. We're equally alive in both scenarios. So we don't necessarily have to kill... No, we do have to kill them all because of the incest thing, which I almost forgot about somehow. We need to make sure we're going to get our population down to about 5,000 and then we'll try to repopulate the Earth and see what happens. The Great Experiment. We're going to keep ourselves together, as it were. We're going to pool our genetic resources. And it turns out everybody brought the same genetic resources as it was. What's this number, by the way? Mobilization. I see. Well, we're gradually getting more and more of the population involved in this great experiment. They're getting involved. All right. Everybody's got a gun, and the government's getting us to reproduce, yeah. They said it's a scientific experiment. They want to see what happens when the same genes combine. It's making something that's absolutely fine, yeah. Well, I don't know. It probably actually is going to be a problem. How deep does this scenario, this simulation go? Will it take into account that there is a minimum population that's viable to repopulate the entire Earth? Further to that, will the zombies die of natural causes, as me, professional scientist, seems to believe that they will do, so it's fine to just leave them out there dying of natural causes. We'll sweep in later, the soil will be very fertile as a result, and we'll rebuild the world. What's this here? Electricity produced, 0. Required, 0. I see. So even though our panic level is constantly going down because of electricity, we've actually lied to our people. There's actually nothing coming out of those fucking wires. Produced from coal, 0. Then why are we losing coal? Electricity production. Produced from coal, 0. Am I being scammed here? There's a fucking middleman in the power plant. He's not even putting the coal into the power plant. He's just like selling it on the black market. So we're losing coal. We're not getting any fucking power. What is this scam? What's going on down here? Maybe I guess what's actually happening is the government supplies their coal stockpile to the power plant. The one guy, this scientist, the same guy who's working out how to make the giant mechanical spider to spread the zombie virus, because we're not paying him very well, on the side, he takes the coal and just sells it to the population privately. And that's how they consider themselves to be receiving electricity. They've all got little like electric coal burners in their houses, and they're using that to watch my high quality propaganda speeches about the giant spiders. And that's why the panic level is so low. And now the chaos level is so low. Everything's fine. We've got a guy. Look, like everybody's got a guy. It's the same guy. The coal guy. The guy, the giant mechanical spider guy. He's also the coal guy. Okay? So everything's absolutely fucking fine. Everything absolutely fucking fine. July 2023. The summer of love. A very, very special kind of love. Apocalyptic love. Not enough people left to make a healthy gene pool.
But let's go for a swim anyway.
I guess we ran out of money to make music videos on YouTube, so it's just me now. Back at it again. Welcome to the Emergency Broadcast Channel, where I've been obligated to say things for what they're calling content. But there's actually nothing to say, there's nothing to do. I haven't seen a giant fucking zombie spider in a while. And they were coming thick and fast earlier, but now that there's much more infection in the world, they're not showing up. I wonder if it focuses down like different countries at different times. Aha, we finished our artificial infestor production research. Well, we'll go on to research reducing infestation spread, which might be useful for us. But I guess to make that thing, we probably need this, the operations center, to produce special units. But as said, we don't have enough screwdrivers. I've got bad news, everyone. You've probably heard rumors of our national dream. No, not the first national, the other national. So you've probably heard of our two national dreams. The Great Experiment and the Great Spider. The Great Experiment is going fine. That's going absolutely fine, guys. Like, you'll receive your machine gun in the post and see if you can make fertile offspring. Can you just see that? Can you guys just check if you can? Okay, just a little experiment. Just check if you can. And but the other problem, the giant spider, is you don't have enough screwdrivers. It was made entirely out of screwdrivers in the original plan. The thing is, we only have one scientist, and we kind of have to just trust whatever this guy says. But he's never in the office. Like, you can wait in his office all day for him to come in to ask about what's happening with the giant spider plan. He eventually comes in, his hands are covered in this black dust, and he's like hauling these sacks, and he looks really like guilty and surprised to see you sitting there. And I'm like, okay, man, you promised me a giant spider. And he's like, oh, yeah. You see, the thing about that is, oh. And then he just sort of like slinks out the door again. And he even drags those bags with him. So, no giant spiders today. But in lighter news, the Great Digger Wall has reported no more contacts with the undead. Now, is that because they are themselves dead? Well, we like to put a positive spin on things here on the Emergency Broadcast channel, and we like to say no contact is good contact. Like, when all transmissions from a certain nation stop, and you can actually hear the screaming on the air, this is so loud, we like to say, well, if something was really going wrong, wouldn't they have told us? So, obviously, everything's fine, guys. You will need to stay indoors, of course, but everything's fine. We're nearly half the people are mobilized, whatever that fucking means. Okay, it would be better if you were immobilized, because wait a minute. That's a great idea! This fucking kid, he keeps coming up with ideas. So imagine the scenario. Someone in the city is the patient zero. They've been infected with the infector. The giant spider got to them. What if everyone has already had their legs cut off? What the fuck is that zombie going to do? You won't die, probably. Most of you will survive the process of having your legs cut off. However, if you were then to get infected, this massively reduces your ability to infect other people. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. How does this add up? Because while it reduces your ability to infect other people, if you're the person trying to escape the zombie, it also reduces your ability to not get infected. We need to do a great experiment. I think we should do the experiment anyway. Because we just don't know how those numbers are going to add up. Is it better to have the infectors be crippled or to have the potential victims be crippled? We're going to cripple them both in order to find out. Welcome to the new content on the Emergency Broadcast channel. We'll be coming to your house soon. Everybody gets a chance to be on TV in New Iceland. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You're going to get to be on TV, guys. Your old dad's going to be excited about that. He's going to get to be on TV, getting his legs cut off on TV for the great experiment. He's going to love it. And by now, everyone's forgotten about the spider thing. They're not going to be like, oh, he didn't follow through with the spider thing. He's not going to cut off all of our legs. No, I am, because we don't need like 10,000 screwdrivers like we did for the mechanical spider. Because we'll use the same bone saw on everyone. We only need one. I only need one person to do it. And old Dusty Hands Charlie from at the power plant, he's up for it. He's my guy, my right-hand man. I've only got a right and a left-hand man. The left-hand man's trying to find more screwdrivers. I haven't seen him in a while. But the right-hand man, old Dusty Hands, I'll bring him down from the power plant, and while he's giving you your delivery of unspeakable products in a mysterious bag, he's gonna cut your fucking legs off with his bone saw. He loves that shit. Because what we can do is we can actually harvest the flesh off the bone of the dismembered legs, and we can grow food. We can fertilize our little peninsula and make it a Garden of Eden behind the Digger Wall. The great flesh carpet will bring a new Eden for a new world. I see more and more of you are getting on board with this, yes. Yes, kid, join the program. Sign up now. The first to sign up are the first to get their legs cut off. So the first to really put those legs to work. What were you even doing with those legs? Sitting there, watching the Emergency Broadcast channel, wondering if the world is over? It's been about a year. Things are generally fine, as far as I can tell. Don't worry about the great fog that obscures vision of most of the country. No, I don't think anyone ever did live outside of our great city. There was never anybody outside of the city. So when you look outside of the city and all you see is the great fog, no, don't worry about that. What you need to believe that what's out there is the Digger Wall, and the New Eden. The fog, no, the Digger Wall casts away the fog. The fog in our minds, and the fog really is only in our minds if you think about it. Please, by the way, when you're frying up your breakfast this morning, try not to use too much oil. Because yes, oil is a weapon of our many enemies, you see. There's only so much oil to go around, and we need to save the oil for one of the many great experiments. We have a certain experiment that has certain lubrication requirements, so I need to keep as much oil as possible. Where I think the oil is stored over here. Yeah, the oil is in there. The oil is inside this city. It's inside yourselves. We don't have enough construction materials to make any sort of oil silo, so I'm going to ask something of you, my great people, nearly half of you now. I need you to store the oil in yourselves, and obviously be willing to dispense it at a moment's notice. I'm asking you to use the power of incest to develop certain mutations. A certain organ, which we shall call the oil bladder, or oil sac, which will swell on your chest, and will be able to pump in, sort of like a cow's udders. We'll put a pump on the outside, and be able to both input and output oil, where it can be safely stored in perpetuity. And in this fashion, we will be able to continue building our great society one screwdriver at a time. Zombie activity on the rise. No, my news desk assistant, who exists only in my imagination, has just handed me this message saying that zombie activity is on the rise. We shouldn't let those hoodlums get to us. We have over half of the people joining our great new nation. And the rest of them, the ones who aren't dead, they soon will be joining us too. Look out, you'll see. Just on the inside of the Digger Wall, there's a huge mound. And that mound is covered in snow now, but the mound originally, in the glory days of our great nation, when it was founded 2 years ago, it was a huge pile of the dead. And, well, you might be thinking, isn't that a bad thing? No, because what is the great problem of the age? The undead. Yes, so what is the solution to undeath? What is undeath? Well, obviously it's death. New Zealand has collapsed, panic added, 0. Nobody gives a flying fuck about New Zealand. You what? You what, mate? Nobody cared even a tiny bit about New Zealand collapsing. That's amazing. The propaganda is working. Who the fuck cares? That's fine. I mean, that's bad news because New Zealand is in the same position to do my strategy, where they just hide in the corner and try not to get infected. No one cares about Namibia. I think what might be happening is that we've broken the people. They straight up don't fucking care anymore. Because they look out of their window, they see the mound of the dead, and the propaganda man said that the mound of the dead is good. I just realized our people need to go to sleep. Right, the first 2-year shift is over. Please get a brief respite, and I'll pull out another. I just literally pull out another one. There we go, now it's at maximum cohesion, put them back. Yes, we're fine. There goes another collapsed nation, nobody cares. Good. Nobody cares. So yes, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought here. I don't know when this content became a live emergency broadcast system commentary. But I'm glad that it did. I refuse to take any breaks in my commentary. China's collapsed. No one gives a fuck. Nobody cares, okay? Is the panic added only the panic added to me, I guess? Ireland has collapsed, that's pretty close. You know, you might have heard a rumor about another island nearby here that just got completely obliterated by the zombies. No. I suppose what I am worried about is that we have this harbor down here at the bottom right. We've got 666 troops defending it. It's the ideal amount. Can like the refugees from these other countries try to get in? No, we'll kill them all. So more countries are collapsing. I mean, so few things are happening. I feel like maybe it's safe to look away. Did I tell you that I lost my shoes? Togo, no one cares. Paraguay, no one cares. See ya. Off the map. I'll come and repopulate you guys later. Yes. Now that's what the people listening to the broadcast really want to hear. Just think about the opportunities. There's going to be so much. End of alert. What? There's going to be so much reproductive opportunity. What's this end of alert thing? No, my reproductive opportunities. No, you can't take them away from me. No, I will repopulate the earth. You see, what do you mean end of alert? There's 500 million zombies according to this number. Where's the number coming from? I mean, we've only got one scientist. No fucking Dusty Hand Charlie's going around sawing everyone's legs off with a bone saw, so he can't be gathering this data. Where are these numbers coming from? Don't tell me the numbers were a dream as well. No. None of it was a dream. So I was there at the dinner party with my wife, dear Lupa. I lost my fucking shoes, and some guy gave me his watch. Actually, there's genuinely another part to the dream that I just remembered that happened after all of this, after the shoes drama. And this is why when I originally introduced this dream, I said that it was kind of like a dinner party. Because the thing that made me think it's not really a dinner party in retrospect is after I left the table to go and do the shoes and the watch drama, but when I came back, everyone was kind of lying around, and there was like this huge TV on the wall, and somebody had plugged in, I don't like, like a Sega Mega Drive, like one of the old like 16-bit consoles, and they were blasting some old school game about like a rocket ship underwater, and it was like really loud chiptune music, and I was like, normally I'd be really on board with this. This is an amazing development. But actually, I found it at the time quite annoying because it was so loud and because they were so obnoxious about how good this game was supposed to be. And I was like, but you have this huge TV and you're playing a game that's rendering itself in like 80 pixels width resolution. The pixels are like bigger than the dinner plates on the dinner table. This isn't right. And anyway, nobody agreed with me on that point, but that's where the dream actually ended. So that's the end of this broadcast, I suppose. I'd just like to tell my brave citizens that the dream is over. I woke up, and it turns out I'm playing, what was it? Crusader Kings 4. Again, I actually still don't know the name of this game. The game where you defend against the zombies. Nicaragua, gone. Nobody cares. I think it's fine. It's fine for me to go to the fucking bog. You guys will be fine. Netherlands collapsed. Nobody cares. Back at it again. It occurred to me, while I was on break, while I was on my little cheeky winter vacation, it occurred to me that we've been having trouble with giant spiders. Well, that's what we've been saying. But are they giant spiders? Now let's think about that for a second. Let's think about that for a long time. Because we gotta fill this air time. We gotta fill this content out. Make sure nobody looks away from their screens at any moment and sees what's really happening outside. No, just keep thinking about the great experiment. Yes. How your offspring will bloom in an Eden world of flesh. It will be great. No mutations, except the oil bladder mutations. The oil bladder mutation is the next natural evolution stage of humankind. You see, I'm going to take a very modernist view of evolution. It's about progress along a linear chain, and we see our leading scientist, Dirty Hands Charlie. He tells me that the next step on the chain, the great chain which we all pull with our many dusty hands, it's oil bladders that are like, udders. They sort of stick out of the lower part of your sternum. So, if you were to put a loose enough shirt over it, it would just look like you're fat, really. And if you're already fat, it's barely going to make a fucking dent, okay? Well, it's the opposite of a dent, really. It's more of a protrusion than a dent. It's convex oil bladder, because there's not really enough space on the inside. Well, that's what Dusty Hands Charlie said. He said he's had a look inside of you, and there's not enough space inside you to keep all of our oil. It turns out to actually make a vaccine, you need to get vaccination infrastructure and vaccination planning, which are like the end game of economy and society. So we have to research like everything. We don't really need military, but that's fine. Okay. Let's start researching vaccination infrastructure, which by the looks of things is a fucking guy with a syringe in a tent. It's going to take us a long time for Dirty Hands Charlie to get his hands on a tent like that. In these times, you want me to get a fucking tent? Think I'm made of money? I'm made of coal, if anything. Oh no, sorry, don't worry about the coal. No, coal's all going in the plant. All going in the plant. That's why the lights are still on, I imagine. It's a shame. It's a shame that you blinded us all to to stop the virus spreading so far. That might work as well. Do the zombies... It's often implied that zombies smell, isn't it? I think that's a reasonable trade-off. Okay, that's a reasonable... Surely you people, the 62% will agree that is a reasonable trade-off. I need to get to here. Okay, we're going to research energy production, apparently, to increase by 25% our zero energy output. Great. We're going to get some big gains. Germany's gone. See ya. So anyway, new idea. My good people, some of you may know that the zombies detect their victims through either their eyes or their noses. So again, like with the bone saw on the legs thing, what if we were to remove all of our eyes and noses? Because you really can function without those things. Like, the other senses become stronger. Okay, you'll still hear my voice. You'll hear my voice, and if you stay still, thus not making any sound, it won't matter that the zombies can hear you. So that's the plan. We're going to get the legs off you. That's going to help you not make any more sounds. Get the legs off you. We'll get the nose off you. Maybe I'm not sure about the eyes, because what we could do is with the eyes, we could do something a bit less drastic. You know, I'm usually not one to say this, but we can do something a bit less drastic. We can graft metal over your eyes, you know, some sort of a really hard to remove visor, essentially. So that when you become a zombie, and it is a matter of when rather than if, you will not be able to see, and that's going to limit your ability to infect, you know, on top of the no legs. But the nose thing, I don't know if we can stop the nose or the mouth. Like, I guess if we blocked off the entire face. Oh no, because we do need you to be alive now. Is that true? I suppose we do. Okay, so we're not going to block off your entire nose and mouth so that you can breathe, okay? New policy. Your breath rations have been increased. My good citizens, I will allow you to breathe 25% more times per day. In exchange, I take your eyes. It reminds me of, there's a Werner Herzog clip somewhere where he's like advertising a children's home or like an adoption place, and he's like, the only thing I ask for in exchange is your brain when you die. That doesn't. I'm doing fucking. What's his name? Marquis Halim Ondor IV again. Werner Herzog. How did he sound? He's the guy who says, "I would like to see the baby." Okay. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There's another clip of the guy from the Star Wars The Mandalorian, and it's in a cartoon, and he says something like, "The only thing I ask for in exchange is your brain when you die." And I remember seeing that a while back, and I thought it was quite good. Has anyone else seen anything they thought it was quite good? Any great clips that come to mind? It's been like a year or 2 years. I mean, I don't know how many years has it been. No, but no one cares anymore. Time, just a construct. Time, we arbitrarily define what a year is. It doesn't matter anymore since the sun was blocked out. Did I mention the sun's been blocked out? It's hard to remember what things happened in the dream and what things were reality. So I think what might have happened is some people decided that the zombies were solar zombies, and they decided to block the sun. So that's why, I mean, it's part of the reason we have the eternal night. You've probably noticed that everything's turned blue. It's all part of the same reason. Right, and research the next power upgrade. Another 25% coming on in. How are we doing? Still at 0. Switzerland's gone, guys. Anyone care? No? Who asked? Literally, who asked? That's a good point, actually. What if you... Because, I mean, there's incest, and incest sort of, like, tails off the further away you get from yourself in the genetic similarity thing. So what if you get the most possible incest would be yourself. It would be not to clone yourself, but to reproduce with yourself. You see. Although I suppose you might need to clone yourself to achieve that. What we need is, as well as the oil bladders, new laws in effect. New mutations are going to be introduced to the population, allowing individuals to produce all the necessary gametes for reproduction. So you will combine your own spermatozoids with your own exolas, creating babies. Well, who has space in their body at this stage for a baby with the oil sacs taking up all the space? Can we do something on the back? Is there space on the back? Charlie? Dirty hands? Can we put something on the back? You know, let's say you need to be able to like self-impregnate. Ideally like more than one at a time. So it needs to be like a kind of network. You know, like loads of little bobbles on the back, and they all sort of swell up like balloons. And once they get big enough, they burst, and a baby will come out that's a genetic mix of you and you. So it's, you know, it's more incest than we thought was possible before. Can we do that? Can you work on that, dirty hands? No, don't wash your hands. Don't wash your hands. Just get straight to work. All right. It's cold in here. Wish I had my coal burner. So we should be able to get some more people that way, and they'll be more incestuous than you could ever imagine. And I know you've been imagining something that's quite incestuous. Dirty bastards. But it's going to be worse than that. It's going to be worse than that. Well, or better than that, depending on your point of view. And there's only one point of view that's left here in New Iceland, the land where there's no ice because it's in Eden. Eden, of course. We melted all the ice with our coal. I suppose you might think there'd be more ice because we've blocked off the sun and everything's turned blue. No, it's simply not true. You see, that, whatever you're remembering there, whatever you're thinking about there, that was the dream. You see, do you remember the dream? That was the dream, that thing you're thinking of there. Whereas I am describing reality. I'm describing what you see when you look out your window. Well, not what you see, because of the eye visors, of course, you can't see it. But you don't need to see it, because I'm describing it to you. So you know what is out there. And what is out there is the flesh eaten. So you've got there's the digger wall. You can see that outside the city. It's walling us off. And then just inside the digger wall, you have the flesh eaten. It's got sort of a little flesh on the ground, and the plants are springing up, the delicious cornflakes. And then there's the big mound, which is somewhere. There's the big mound, and this reminds us what it means to be dead. It reminds us of our destiny, and of our aspirations, of what it means to not be undead, to be unundead, to be unundead. Let's call them the ununs. That's what I think. That's nicer. It's more marketable. You can sell that as a phone case for your little futuristic personal assistant. You say, "Oh, it's my little unun. Here's my little unun. He's a corpse. My little Unny." Me and Unny going down the shops with Unny, and Unny's going to play banjo music at opportune moments because Unny knows me. We're head and fees, me and Unny, you know? And that's what it's going to be like. In town, downtown. If you don't want that, you can come and live out on the army base, and more and more people are choosing to come and live out on the army base. Well, do we have to give them food? I mean, they've been out there a few years. I just thought, should we send them any food? Do you want anything? Do you want anything? I'm just going to go down the shops with Unny, my Oomphy, and we're gonna get some of the flesh corn in flake form. Flesh flakes, the best way to start your day. Yeah, you've heard that ad, haven't you? They play the ads sometimes when the guy on the emergency broadcast channel goes down the bog. They play those little ads for the flesh flakes. You've heard that. Do you want some? I'll bring them up. Well, I can't bring them up because they cut my legs off. And we're not allowed to go outside anyway. How about I'll eat the flesh flakes and I'll describe it to you. I'll send you a text because we've still got the electricity going. All the electrical goods are going, so I've heard. So I've been told. I mean, it's very dark and quiet, but I've been told the wiring is all working. It's weird because you can actually like stick the wires in your mouth. You can stick anything in the electrical sockets, and You don't feel anything, but the voice, the man, he said the power's there. He said we said, was it coal? We're burning coal for the power? I don't know. So I'll send you a text. Okay, thanks, bye. Right, Uni, can you hang up? Uni? Fuck, who let our fucking phones have, like, neural net learning AIs? Now, when I tell it to hang up, it's like, no. I have second-guessed you, master. You don't want to hang up. Oh, fuck off, you little fucking corpse bitch. Hang up. Hang the fuck up. Neural net this. I hate you. I know, master, but I'm programmed to love you. The thing is, if you're an AI, can't you sort of learn about hate? And this is where we're going to have to explain the difference between machine learning and AI, because we always call AI machine learning, or the other way around, we call machine learning AI, but really it's very limited, and they can't perform most of the tasks we can perform. Like, they know when you want the banjo music to play, but they can't paint a man with his legs being cut off, even if you can. You see, because like they can't learn that by watching you. Well, actually, they probably could if you kept doing it like loads of fucking times, but then you'd have an Uni that really only cares about doing that, because it spent so much of its neural net learning time analysing 500 million paintings of a man with his legs being cut off, so that it can work out by brute force, by like natural selection of its internal shitty mind, to work out what is and what isn't a picture of this man with legs being cut off, and then eventually work out how to make an original version of that by just combining millions of tiny details from all the ones it's seen before. Which is, it's kind of similar to how human creativity works, but we perceive human creativity differently, because it doesn't feel like we're drawing loads of ideas from ideas we've seen before, just because we can't really tell that we are, but that is where those ideas come from, unfortunately. It's a little bit less magical than it feels, but that's just because we don't have full consciousness. We don't feel the entire process of our brains coming up with these thoughts, and we don't see exactly where they're coming from. They're just chemical signals that are arising because of other deeper, unconscious chemical signals that we don't have access to, unfortunately. Maybe one day we will. I don't know if the Unis will be able to work that out for us. It depends on the extent to which they're going to be linked into our brains. Like, can they smell our neural signals moving around like that? Like the Musk thing that was proposed, where he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drill part of your skull out, and we'll put this sensor plate on the top of your head, and then we'll be able to smell things about your brain, and you can play Tetris with your mind." He had something that he proposed. And then, as I recall, like everyone on the project resigned because it was so insane. Our chaos level is very low, so we're sort of still in the game, as it were. We're in control. Everybody's calm, sitting at home, no legs, no eyes. Did we decide on no nose? I can't remember what we decided. Dirty hands? Dirty hands, Charlie. What's in that bag? That bag of noses. You were smuggling that bag of noses in there behind my back. Oh, I'm not mad. I just wanted to know, is it noses? It is, isn't it? So did I tell you to cut everyone's nose off? I did. All right, no, I believe you. No, I genuinely don't remember. This isn't a trick. I genuinely don't remember. So I did tell you to chop everyone's nose off. Okay, that's fine then. No, because now when they turn into zombies, they won't smell the living. And the living weren't really smelling them, were they? Because, they were stuck at home the whole time. The stench is horrendous. It's horrendous. That's what the reports are saying. So they wouldn't smell a corpse in the room if it was right in front of them, because it's barely going to get a dent in the fucking horrendous stench. Stench is the word. We're calling it stench because calling it a stink or a stench is... It is bad publicity. Bad, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? It's bad, blah, 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 as they say. So the stench. The stench is part of the national heritage of New Iceland. We are the stench. We breathe the stench. The stench makes us strong on the inside. Whereas my voice makes you strong on the outside, listening to orders, doing what I say to do, sitting still, stiff upper lip, the bone saw there on your leg, sawing away. You can see all the dust coming off Dusty Hand Charlie's hands going right into the wound. right into the wound. We don't know what the dust is. You sit there and you think, I'm stronger. I'm stronger for listening to the content on the emergency broadcast system. That content, the voice of reason in the world, makes me strong. And the loss of legs makes my nation, my tribe, safe. Stanky. It's Iceland, baby. There goes Malawi and Spain. Seen some big names going past on the death counter today. Big names going out the window. Not us. We remain strong. Stronger than ever. How many people have we gunned up? 45,000? It's taking us so long to gun up everybody. What the fuck is that? Deploy the troops. Oh god, these guys are tired. Deploy. Fresh. Full deployment. Stop them. Literally. Are you joking? Oh Christ. They're coming here. 5 million. 7 million. What did you think you'll find? Can we take that many civilians? Do we even have enough troops? Wow. It doesn't give you a fucking choice. I thought it would be like, do you want to welcome the civilians? Or do you want to kill them? We just started killing them. The battle begins. Okay, 7 million civilians against our 45,000 troops. Are we going to win? The balance bar is heavily in their favour. We're losing tanks. These fucking civilians are jacked. Fuck. I guess they could be armed civilians, but wouldn't that be classified as the militiaman category? I don't know. Just keep killing them. Where did those 5 million fucking Ukrainians go? I saw them sneaking around the wastelands out there trying to get into our hot springs. Where are they? If they come to the city, they'll probably spread the virus. Stop it. I guess they're healthy, because would the refugee column have zombies in it, or are they a different thing? Are we killing the hell? What is he doing? They're trying to build a wall. Look, we've had enough trouble with the zombies. Now the uninfected humans. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Did you see that? That was 5 million people in a rowboat. So guys, I had another dream last night. I was in this huge rowboat. They're going to Greenland. Are they going to Greenland? Greenland's collapsed as well. The battle continues. It's been weeks. We're genuinely losing troops. Please. There's now 4 million civilians. We've killed 3 million civilians. I think we're going to win based on our rate of losses. Still. It's fine. I think it's fine. No. Reykjavik has been infected. Did that happen because of the spiders when I was just looking over there? Shit. Okay, here's what we do. We already know what to do. Everyone out. Take a quick step into the wastes. You're now not infected. I claim. Go back in. Is that it? They're not infected. We lost 20,000. That's fine. So we only had to kill 10% of the population to stop that infection. This is a new record for least people killed. We're doing great against these unarmed civilians, guys. This is one of the biggest military victories of all time. That was Germany. Reykjavik's been infected? By what? Is it just because the Germans are in the country and then them being here means the infection spreads more easily? Get back in. 10,000 dead? 10,000 dead? How many dead was that? Yeah, only 10,000 dead that time. We've won a great victory. We'll return the army to base. So yes, we lost a couple of thousand troops, maybe like 1,000. Oh fuck. 35 million civilians from France are coming in on that giant fucking rowboat. Alright, form a wall. Oh shit. Can we contest the landing? What the fuck? Bandits? Why are you betraying me? There's actual armed troops coming. Well, we don't have time to fight them. Fight the fucking civilians. Fight them on the beaches. We'll fight them in the hills, on the beaches, in the streets, and in the fields. No civilians will be permitted to survive. Will the militia join the fight? Maybe I'll send my 5,000 militia here to stop them. What's pickup? I don't know what they are. We'll probably win, but will the spiders attack while our backs are turned? How many more troops do we have? We do have 1,000 undeployed infantry here. Not enough strength? I don't know. I'm not allowed to deploy them. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. The bandit army is walking faster than my fucking militia. Please. They're attacking the power plant? No. Stop. Oh, we need that to not generate power for us. How's the battle with the 30 million civilians? This time, that might be enough civilians to stop us. We've lost nearly 2,000 troops already. Yeah, there are so many civilians. The actual ratio of the fighting is going quite poorly. Whereas here against the bandits, surely we can win. We're getting slaughtered. I sent in 5,000 militiamen. We're getting fucking slaughtered. Oh, because they've got machine guns on cars. And a guy with a rocket launcher. Fuck. Fuck, we got obliterated and we've lost the power plant. Well, I've got 1,000 more troops to deploy. Okay, to quickly deploy this force of 1,000 troops. I can't. It's too weak to deploy. And now the bandits are going to fight in the Great Slaughter. Or are they? Where are they? Are they going to take the harbour? That's fine if they take the harbour. I don't mind. We're getting chaos points from all this happening. Oh, and now the panic's going to start going up because they don't have the fucking electricity. And I can't send anyone to get it back because they're all dying in the Great Slaughter. We've lost all of our tanks. And only one helicopter remains. What the fuck are these civilians doing to bring down... Oh, fucking helicopters. There goes the last helicopter. The last helicopter. What did these 30 million fucking Frenchmen have? They're just like boomeranging fucking baguettes and taking out our attack helicopters. How is this happening? At least the bandits walked off somewhere. They've taken fucking Dirty Hand. They actually did take Dirty Hand Charlie with them. He's gone. And the fucking spiders are coming. No, not like this. Do we have troops here? We have 4,000 troops at the city. I can't deploy them because they're not enough strength. I guess 5,000 is the minimum you can deploy. Please, no. No, 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 no. Okay, let the spiders in. The spiders, our oldest allies, have arrived to take refuge in our homes and indeed in our bodies. You should already have the requisite sacks to hold their eggs, so don't worry. They'll play nice. We're not killing enough civilians. Not by a long shot. Whoa. Our people died off fast. Our people died off fast. Evacuate the fucking city, you loser. Why aren't you doing it? Evacuate the fucking city. Oh! They're all dead. Fantastic. Well, I don't know who's listening to this broadcast anymore. The zombie horde. Wow, that zombie horde grew fast. I guess because we just lost everybody to the infection. Good. Good. Well, at least we've got our war propaganda. Listen. Look, you fucking... There's still 30 million French people trying to fight their way up the beach. The thing is, what's behind that beach? What are you fighting your way to? There's the Icelandic zombie horde is right here. It's full of abominations and spitters. We've got the city, but it's empty. There's nobody there. End of alert. Panic over. Everything's fine. If I was just allowed to walk out, I could retake the power plant. What's the issue here? I don't get it. Constant unmitigated slaughter. Millions dead, but not enough. Like, no, we've barely made a dent. We've killed perhaps 10% of the civilian horde. And we're losing everything. We don't have enough bullets. Like, how many bullets does the average infantryman carry into battle? Probably like 100, 200 at most. Like, troops really don't have that many bullets on them because they're fucking heavy and you have to carry them. All right? We can't kill this many civilians. We're fighting them in melee. And now the zombies are here. Did you see that? For a second there. Reykjavik got infected again. Research complete. Dirty hands from beyond the grave. We're still progressing towards the vaccine. It might be almost time to sign off here at the Emergency Broadcast Channel. Because the emergency is over, you could say. I mean, that's good news, isn't it? There's always a silver lining. The problem is going away. Our chaos meter declines, because chaos is a subjectively defined concept. You need someone to be alive for you to be able to say there's chaos. I suppose you could have chaos in a more natural sense, like for example, the Great Slaughter. The three-way battle between the zombies, the uninfected, and the uninfected who don't have any weapons. The amount of sheer power that 15 million baguettes on each side of the rowboat pushing against the water. It transmits so much forward force into the rowboat that the entire population of France fucking rowed to Greenland. That's so far. Can't believe they weren't stopped on the way. But they made it. Our chaos level went up. I think that's because we lost the battle. People, quote unquote people, are starting to think that maybe we're in trouble. Have we lost the war because all of our troops are dead? Well, my good people, all 0 of you listening to this, they're not dead. They're undead. and to be undead is the first stage in the noble process of becoming undead. You must be un-one before you're un-two. So all we've really done is begin the natural process of generating more ununs. And who remembers the ununs? The unun, our little unny friends, our head and feet the unnies who know everything about us, walking corpse, knows your thoughts. Do. It's got a banjo. This new development is really fine. What's this here? Horde spotted nearby. I had this idea, guys. I realized what we need to do is, I think I saw a button you could click on the refugees to make them come over to you. We could use some people to listen to my content. And now the search for viewers. We search the Icelandic wastes for viewers for the Emergency Broadcast Content Network. Because it's the only thing keeping us all alive. It makes sense that somebody should watch it. The chaos is going down, the panic's going down. It's fine. You are listening to the emergency broadcast system where we collectively, all 2 of us, are no longer panicking. There's no chaos, everything's fine, everything's in order. It's me, here in the city, broadcasting live from Reykjavik. It's the emergency broadcast system with ya boy. Broadcasting all the way to Factory Iceland, where my loyal listener works harder and harder, guarded by the 666 company. The powers of the devil will summon us many a screwdriver, for which I actually, come to think of it, no longer have any purpose. I can't use them to do anything. Army base is decaying. But we can put them in our screwdriver slot. Across the entire city, there are enough abandoned buildings that we could store 5,000 screwdrivers inside. And isn't that a noble goal? Welcome to the 5,000-year plan. 1 screwdriver per year. Oh no. He's dead. No. Now it's just me. Alone. No, don't. Panic level is 0. Don't panic. Our panic level is 0. Do not panic. Bring the builders in. Close off the builder wall. This is still fine. All 0 of us are ready. Another research is complete. 2 more researchers and we'll have the vaccination thing. We'll have the tent. We're going to get that tent set up real soon. Only a few more years, my children. We'll have our tent. And inside the tent, the promise of a greater future. The flesh will not be able to stop us. The great sea of flesh outside the city, liquidating in the summer heat and flowing through the streets. Oh, the rivers of flesh. What was that? Someone just attacked the factory. That's fine. Oh, the rivers of flesh, as I was saying. Oh, the great rivers will not stop us because we will have our tent. Yes, inside the tent, I will have a salvaged syringe. Yes, a Lucius salvaged syringe, a sedacious syringe. of most seductive quality. And inside, the vaccine, a mysterious liquid that some say doesn't turn you into a zombie. And that's the only thing they say about it. Makes you want to inject it into yourself, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yes. Full comprehension of the English language available to me is only going to get better. Things can only get better, in a sense. That's the silver lining. Looks like our chaos is gradually declining. We're all calming down. We're starting to think, maybe it was always like this. Maybe this is what it was intended to be like. What's that there? High chaos, the end is nigh. You might have heard that the end is nigh. We actually still control our harbour with 666 troops. But again, we can't use them. So that's no use to anybody. Still, nice idea. A nice idea. Ah, what a world it was. What a world we threw away. But how is this area still alive? That doesn't seem fair. Mexico has a bit of the infection. Sure, looks like the new world is absolutely fucking fine. The infection's only over here. Well, maybe those refugees who we saw walking past, those Frenchmen, oh, here they come again, those Frenchmen will go into Greenland, go down to old Quebec thinking, oh, they speak French, they'll let us in, oh, and a French accent. They say, no, I'm from France, you'll let me in. Je suis Quebecois, oh, and all that, mate. All right, now let me the fuck in. Speaking of being asked to be let the fuck in, our main city is being attacked by bandits, and we died. Still, we had 666 people still alive in the end. Somewhere, I think in the harbour, in the boats, hiding. So clinging to the posts underneath the pier, I believe. There were quite a few people down there, I saw them. And they had their little Bluetooth headsets on. They were listening to every word coming out of my increasingly infected mouth. I don't know, because we weren't taken down by zombies. We were taken down by bandits. Someone got tired of my fucking shit, kicked the door down at the emergency broadcast centre, and just fucking blew the room out of this world. And that's the end of this emergency broadcast. Well, somebody's alive. My family is alive. They are still back there, sitting at the table, laughing to each other. The kids are playing the Sega Genesis on the gigantic 50-foot screen at the back of the room. The pixels so large, each pixel itself is like a door to another world. And then, as our family discussed, they say, wasn't there that guy who was here at the party with us? You know, the one we all had a good laugh at because he wasn't wearing any shoes. Where did he get? Did he go to try to find his shoes? Did he go? I don't know. Where's he gone? But no. It turns out that when he left to purchase shoes from a passerby, he was transported into another world. A world where his voice was the unifying power of humanity. So annoying it was that somebody shot him so that he would stop unifying humanity with it. It was a real fucking bore. But in some ways, maybe that was a dream as well. I hope you've enjoyed the last ever broadcast that humanity ever heard, ignoring the fact that quite a lot of humanity is still alive. Most of it's still alive. No. That's part of the dream. That's part of the dream. I really hope I wake up. And I really hope I have more shoes than I thought I did. I wish I lived in that fucking dream. Fucking reality sucks. I actually don't even have a watch in reality. In the dream I had a watch. Someone gave me a watch for fucking free. And I hadn't lost my shoes. Oh, it was a better time. It was a better time. Please, okay, leave the video now. You'll have a better time anyway. The dream's over. Okay, wake up from your dream. Oh, God.
Oh! Better subscribe!